Could this be the end of the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS? Wow, what a statement that is. Go check out this video as I talk about this a little more. Okay, so for anyone that has got any interest in the IRS, whether you're a taxpayer or indeed you work there, there may be some unrest in regards to what is being said out there. I just want to go over to CNN Politics webpage. You can get this if you Google this, by the way. It is all over the press right now in terms of what is being suggested. So let's just go over to this. It says, Washington CNN, the Republican-controlled House has made the Internal Revenue Service a target after Democrats bolstered the agency with new funding last year. Within the first week of new Congress, a dozen GOP lawmakers introduced a bill that would abolish the IRS altogether, replace the entire federal tax code with a national sales tax, which could be up to 30%. Now, straight away, you're thinking, well, what taxes are we getting rid of here? Well, we're talking about income tax, capital gains tax, excise tax. The whole lot could go. And the reason for that is because they're talking about this, instead of adding 87,000 new agents, which is a bit of a misnomer, but the idea behind it, the IRS said that they wanted to add 87,000 new workers to their force to weaponize the IRS system against small business owners and middle America, which, if you think about the way that the American economy is being built, is to encourage entrepreneurship. But if you've got someone to say weaponize against small businesses, and it's an interesting choice of words from the CNN, I have to admit, but still, that is what they're doing. They're there to make sure that they get the right tax dollars from a very, very complex system of taxation. Now, what I want to bring into attention is how many people work there at the IRS. I mean, you can see the numbers have dropped, but it's increasing. 80,000 people are working there, but they're on about adding a lot more. And that is going to be ridiculous. And 87,000 is just, that's why it's a misnomer. They can't grow that organization doubling up. But that's the full-time equivalents, of course. There may be some part-timers that they were talking about in that. Operating costs, if you look at the operating costs, it's 14 billion. That's a huge amount of cost for any organization. And what they're saying is, well, rather than have all that, can we not get rid of it altogether and just have this simplified sales tax and get rid of all these people and then use that money to do whatever we want to do with it instead? So I thought, well, where did the IRS really come from? And the IRS has got its own section. Brief history. I'm not going to go through all of this, but I just thought, well, how deep is this history in the United States for the IRS? And actually, it says here, the roots of the IRS go back to the Civil War, when President Lincoln and Congress in 1862 created the proposed position of Commissioner of Internal Revenue, enacted an income tax on war expenses, or to pay for war expenses. However, it was rescinded. But then there was the 16th Amendment. So in 1913 is where it all started, to make sure that they get income tax. But 1913, that isn't actually that long ago. So could this be a change for the better? I'd be interested in your views on this, because if this happens, then there's going to be some significant economical change. And adding 30% sales tax means that you're paying tax whilst you're earning, because right now, if you're a small business owner, you've got time to pay your taxes by calculating your profits and then paying your tax, even with real estate property. But here you're paying sales tax potentially up to 30%, which if you're a low earner, wow, that could mean that you're going to be in serious jeopardy, even though they talk about tax credits, etc. Now, will this get anywhere? Well, President Biden has said he would veto this straight away to get rid of it, so it would never see the light of day. But no smoke without fire. Is there any element of the small grain of something that will come out of this? I'll be interested in your views, but let's stay tuned on this, because this could be big, big news, and it could affect the entire economy of the United States.